Out here in Wisconsin, the Romney campaign is training poll watchers to mislead the voters here in Wisconsin. Basically, the poll watcher goes out there, and they're supposed to go out there and supposed to help people who are trying to find out if they're allowed to vote, or if they have a question regarding voting. They're told that, these are your facts, and they're not complete. And in many cases, they're just flat-out fucking lies. For example, one of the things here on the claim that a person who's been convicted of a felony or treason or a bribery or is not eligible to vote at all. This is what it says on their pamphlet. This is what they're told. The fact of the matter is that if a person who has been convicted of felony completes his or her sentences, including probation and fines, as long as that's all done, they are allowed to vote. There is no restriction on that. Also, another one is residency. They have incomplete, saying you have to bring this and this and this, and you can only use this. But many people don't know that you can use letters from public schools, student loan papers, correspondence, Native American tribes in Wisconsin, for example, vehicle registration, food stamps, correspondence, additional. Fails to mention homeless voters, because yes, the homeless can vote. Many people forget that. The people who are out there who are homeless, sometimes they do feel they want to get involved in the process, so they do vote. And they just need to have an affidavit from a public or private social service as proof of residency out here. The Romney campaign has been screwing over everybody they can to try to suppress the vote. And it's just getting sickening, especially not just the Romney campaign, the GOP in general is just trying to do everything they can to suppress voters so they can keep people who want to vote for Obama, and in some cases even for their own candidate, Romney, to keep from voting. And it's just basically bullshit. Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, the levels this year of voter suppression are just so outrageous. It's almost unheard of. It's never been this bad, I don't think.
Yeah, I've never seen it this bad before.
I mean, historically, maybe you could find elections that were just completely rigged, but like this is the modern era. We live in the 21st century. This shit shouldn't be happening.
This is the 21st century. Let me write that down. Okay, 21st century. Okay, got it.
Now, you read a couple of the claims that this voter for what is it? It's a training brochure for campaign watchers or poll watchers for the Romney campaign. You read a couple of claims. One of them says, if a handicapped voter is unable to come into the polls to vote, an assistant can deliver the ballot to the voter if the chief election inspector verifies the elector's proof of residency. Now, that's the claim that the training pamphlet from the Romney campaign makes.
Correct.
Now, in reality, so long as the handicapped voter is registered to vote, the chief election inspector does not have to re-verify their residency.
Right.
So right there, that's a big thing. They're trying to go after handicapped voters.
I know, that's kind of
sucks. People who may not be able to come into the polling place, who may not be able to leave their homes, and they're going after that electorate. That's just crazy.
Yep.
One cool thing I did learn from reading this article is that in Wisconsin you can register to vote on election day. You can just show up and be like, "Hi, I'd like to vote. Let me register."
Yep.
In that case, you do need to provide a photo ID, which I can't understand. But here in New York, you have to be all set and registered to vote a couple weeks before election day. So, if you wait till the day of, you're kind of screwed here in New York.
Yeah, see, one of the times I found this out the hard way, several years ago, I had moved across the state, but I was still in Wisconsin. And I went to find out where I had to go to vote. And they said I just had a piece of mail that had already gone through the mail, and you have to have your ID and a couple other things, but at least a couple pieces of mail with your name on it and a photo ID, and then you can vote. And at the time, I still hadn't had my ID updated yet because I had just moved, and but I had several pieces of mail, electric bill, and everything like that, and so they could say, okay, well, this is your name and this is your electric bill, and you show that you're actually living at this residence. Then you're paying for that area. So I was able to register to vote while I was out there.
That's definitely cool. And as soon as you voted there, you ran back to your old polling place and voted again, right? Come on, I mean,
Yes,
there's
I
got
drove
to be
2
a reason why
hours
they got to
just
be
to-
all up in arms about voter fraud. It's you, right?
Yes, I drove 2 hours just to vote twice. No, I
Hey, federal law says you get paid 2 hours off of work to go vote, so you used your 2 hours to vote twice.
and then stayed in line. Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah. Voter frauder here. Yeah, that's me. No, I vote once, and that's it. And unless it's
Packard votes twice.
Packard votes twice. Someone write that one down. But no, I like everybody else. I vote once, unless it's like for a beauty contest or something like that. Then I vote multiple times. Anyway, Wayne, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's like 2008. Every state, and there's like 20, make 25 states. We'll just say that number. With a Republican governor and a Republican legislature, has enacted these new voter ID laws. Different laws with varying degrees, but it's just clearly a Republican effort to, and what they're trying to suppress is minority vote, and also in the way they go after that is new voters. They're trying to suppress new voters, and that's like even in this pamphlet for Wisconsin, they were telling these poll watchers basically don't help the voters.
Right.
When voters ask you for help, don't help them, because the idea there is you want to make it difficult for new voters, people who are not used to the whole voting process. You want to make it very difficult for them to vote. People who were sort of long-time traditional voters, they tend to be more Republican because they tend to be older, sort of more, not as much minority. Older white voters really, or your regular, or tend to be people with a longer history of voting. So they're a little more comfortable with the voting process. They have all the right IDs. They live in the same place over a long period of time, so their residency is not of question. But people who move around a lot don't have all the necessary ID, necessary, like a driver's license. A lot of people don't have a driver's license for whatever reason, that kind of stuff. And they need help. They have questions, and don't help anybody, and let's make it difficult for them.
Exactly. And then the thing is that there's legitimate poll watchers that are out there, and they're trying to help people. And that's one of these Romney people is going to go, hey, someone's going to ask him for help, and he's going, no, we can't help you. What does the fuck you'd be in there then for? But the thing is, though, what's very important there is that you're not allowed to go to the voter and say, "Hey, can I help you?" Or say, "Hey, this Romney guy or Obama guy is ABC," because that's basically you're basically stumping for the person. Then you're not allowed to do that. You have to I don't know if they just say you just have to stand there, wait till someone comes in and say, hey, this person's here to help you. If you need help, you can go ask one of these people, and you are allowed to ask questions. If you have a question on something, you're more than free to ask. A lot of people don't realize that.
Oh, you wanted to vote for Romney? Yeah, that's today. But if you want to vote for Obama, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of places are doing that too. That's
one of the oldest voter tricks in the book.
Right. Remember, if you're voting for Republican, you have to vote on Tuesday, on the 7th, or Wednesday the 7th, not Tuesday. So. Yeah, no, there's a lot. I'm just kidding on that. Vote on Tuesday, everybody. Unless you're Republican, then vote
unless you're
Friday.
voting for Obama, which you vote on Wednesday.
Right. Or if you're voting for Romney, then you vote on Friday because they had to separate it out. So this way they can make sure they get all the votes in. No, I'm totally kidding. But it's serious. There's a lot of that's one of the voter suppression things they've been doing is they've actually been telling people in other languages to say you have to vote on the next day, because they want to suppress those votes. And it should be. I think these people that do that kind of stuff, they should be heavily fined or thrown in jail. Michael, your thoughts?
Well, there's not actually a lot I can say on this one because of living over in Britain. But the only thing, they don't really do it over here. Well, I've never seen it over here. The only time I think they have done it over here is last time we could vote. They closed down one of the polling stations early. Really? And there was over 500 people that were unable to vote.
Really? Wow, that's a lot of people. Well, it depends. What were they voting for?
This was just like yours. It was like we were voting for our next. What do they call it? My memory is rubbish.
We only have a president.
You're voting for your president. We'd be voting for our
Prime
person
Minister?
in charge, basically.
The Prime Minister?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, all right. I was just kind of wondering how the voting over there worked, because I don't get around much.
Well, it's similar to yours. You literally just with our one, you register beforehand, and then you literally just go up there with a little slip that they send through the post. You hand that in. That proves that you can vote in your area, but it also gives you like a specific place you have to go and vote as well.
No, well, at least they give you the information.
Yep. So you go in, tick the one you want, and put it in the box.
Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, there's a lot of places that people will die to be able to vote, and I don't think England is one of them. But I know there's a lot of places that when they finally get the chance to vote, they face a lot of rough issues trying to get in to vote. And here in this country, unfortunately, we have the Republican Party trying to suppress that vote, which is really very sickening. And the GOP, I'd like to say they should be ashamed of themselves. Will they be? No, they don't give a shit. They just don't give a shit.
Yeah, because they're pricks.
No, what was that, Michael?
I said because they're pricks.
Yes.